guys, Mark and Andy back. Today I'm going to be doing the final piece of the stage 2 install in my car. And here I have the upgraded OEM Plus Unitronic Intercooler. So I'm going to get started tearing apart the front of the car. So I have a T20 Torx bit, and I'm going to be taking these 2 bolts off on the front to get the little intake piece off here. So we're going to start. And then once these 2 are out, I'm going to push in these little tabs here, like that. And then you do want to pull your coolant line off. Make sure it's not hot. Trust me, I've done that. And then same thing over here. It's right here. And you just pop it out. If you do have an aftermarket intake, it is kind of a pain to get out, but you can wiggle it and shimmy it out. So here's that guy. Next are going to be these 2 bolts here on the top of the grill. Same size, Torx, so here you go. That's not good.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's kind of a but once you get it, I've pulled this off a couple times, so it's a little easier, but you have to like hook your fingers through here and yank. So, because Volkswagen loves to put a bunch of clips on their stuff. There it goes.
There it goes.
Okay. I've heard mixed reviews on the ACC itself. I've heard if you unplug it, you have to get it recalibrated, or you can leave it plugged in. Some people have actually snuck that module around, but I don't recommend it because I was quoted by Volkswagen $700 to reprogram mine, so I would not risk it. I have this zip tied up and out of the way because for the other install videos I have here, I am going to be taking off the headlights, headlight housings, and the bumper, fender liners, wheels, so I will be showing you that. But I just want to get this out of the way because I know I'm going to have to take off some of these shrouds to get actually at the intercoolers. To make my life easier with the fender liners, I'm just going to take both wheels off since it's on quick jacks and up and out of the way. So. Now that the wheels are off, I'm going to be starting to take out the front fender liner. There is like 3 pieces down here, so if you take off this front piece, you should be able to bend the back piece back. So I'll be doing that. I am going to take this panel off first, and then we can worry about the bumper itself. So let's get started. So here's the charge pipe, and here's the charge pipe, and the intercooler sits right behind the radiator fans is what it looks like. So I've never done an intercooler, so I'm going to work through this as best as I can, but I can see it right here. So when the bumper's off, all we have to do is take this outer shroud off with the fan propellers and take these bottom couplers off, and everything should be pretty smooth. All right, guys, so I got the bottom skid plate and the 2 fender liners out. Basically, I
Red's pointing.
I basically got all of the bolts out that were holding them in.
I guess.
And after you get all the Torx bits out, they literally dropped. You didn't even have to pull. They weren't like tied together or anything. They just fell out. So, and this is what it looks like now. This is sick. I've never taken the fender liners out on this, so gotta love working on your own car. So I'm going to finish taking out the headlights, and those should just be these few bolts across the top. I've done this once before when I did the previous DRL install, so I'll be taking out these couple. I'm pretty sure it's just this one, this one for sure, and I think that one, and then this whole module comes out. So I'll be messing around with that, and you guys will see a mini time lapse on that. Okay, so I mimicked all of the headlight removal bolts on the driver's side as I did the passenger side, as you saw. I got a bolt that was up. See if you guys can see it. I pulled off a plastic 10 millimeter nut on here, and that looks like this. That's on both sides of the car. And then there is actually a fender liner bolt up in here. That one is kind of tricky, but once you get everything out, this is super easy to get off. So basically you pry it out and over, and you get these first couple clips off. And I'm gonna have Josh hold the camera while I pull the rest of the bumper off. Oh, I guess the whole thing's off. Oh my God, guys. We're bumperless. Bumper's off. Basically on this side, once you get it popped off, we had it propped up on this. This is the fog light sensor on this side. You basically pull this pin back and it pops out. And then on this side, it was a little more tricky because you had the same plug for the fog light, and then this is to the washer fluid, is what it looks like. It's kind of connected to back here. This is probably for all the sensors for how big of a clip this is. But basically, you just push this side in, and you got to really pull it. So we put a pair of vice grips on the back and yanked it, and then bumper was loose and it came off. We are going to continue the destruction of this to get the OEM intercooler out. So next will be the crash bar. And then we're gonna get the headlights out, so that'll be another quick time lapse. Looks like for the headlights, the main bolts that need to come out are this one, this very long one right here, and these are right here. There's that long one, and then those are the two. And then if you look through this hole, you got one right there. So I'm gonna take that out, and then this whole thing, this expensive German construction of the sun can come out. Oh my God. This headlight's out, and there's your main plug for it. Basically, you just push the back in, pull it out. Same thing on this side, everything's out now. The one thing we did notice was that bolt on the one side through the housing had to come out, and also this one right here. So that was it. Everything else holding it in was gone, so you just have those 4 bolts, and then you have the super long one. Continuing with the old intercooler coming out, we had to unplug 2 of these airbag sensors over here. So we got this one out. We're still working on this one, and then the other side has both of those out back here. You also have to take the horns out, but we were having issues with those clips, so we ended up just unbolting it. in here, and we just screwed the nut back on so we didn't lose them. So I cracked a couple of these crash bar bolts, so once we get all of these out, we'll show you what it looks like off the car, and then we're gonna mess with that other airbag sensor. Well, basically, take the charge pipes off. We ended up taking all 4 of these big bolts out, and there was a side bolt that went in the side here. After all of those, the crash bar was hooked in by these 2 little plastic clips here to the top where the sensor is. And after that, it pretty much just dropped and slid out. So we're taking a couple other plastic pieces off to get the radiator out of the way, and then we will be pulling the intercooler out. Now, with the crash bar out, you are going to be taking your AC condenser out. So up in here, there's little pieces of foam that sit up in the corners on both sides, and we took those out. After you take the foam out, you push these little clips in and you push the AC condenser up, and it comes out and up of these brackets on both sides. All right, guys, the last step is to pull the intercooler off of the radiator. That's just set aside because the hood latches are still connected. Since I only have a GTI, I do not have a hydraulic hood strut, and the hood strut is not functional right now. So hopefully people can find stuff like I did in the garage to prop the hood up enough to get this done. But basically, you pried a couple clips off on the top of that, and you had to push it down and pull this up at the same time and lift it out because it's like a little container. And then that just slides over there. And then this is gonna be the same thing. You're gonna have a little bit of tension in between these two and push these 2 clips down and out, and then this is gonna lift out of the radiator. All right, guys, old one is off. So here's what the OEM one looks like, thickness and everything, and it's plastic. And then you get this nice looking Unitronic one. It's thick, and it's aluminum. So basically, you just popped it out. It was like another container style thing again, and obviously my radiator was pretty dirty, so cleaned it off. We will be showing some on how to reinstall it, but we'll try our best. We're not professionals, so here you go.
I'm heading out in about 40 minutes, so he can do it by himself.
Like I said, I was gonna show you the entire car when it was put back together with everything on. Just wrapped up the intercooler completion of this stage, and everything went back in and great. Turned out really good. The thickness overall, it was 1.5 times size, the OEM one, plus it was the aluminum, and it was super heavy and it fit perfect. I bought the Unitronic one, the best decision. I already know my temps are gonna stay lower. I am currently already stage 2. I made the jump a couple weeks ago before I ended up getting a chance to install the intercooler, but hopefully the install video showed you how to do everything. As long as you understand the concept of how to take everything off, just make sure you keep your bolts sorted and do all of that and set stuff aside the way you took it off to help put it back on. That's what I can recommend doing it. Total time, it probably took me, I don't know, probably 14 hours actually working on it, getting it disassembled, put up, taking a lunch break, and then getting everything back together. So I'm going to do a start and make sure I have no leaks, which I'm pretty sure I don't, but I'm going to do that, and go check out the other 2 videos showing how to do all of the LED lights on the front and the Max & Design splitter install. Thanks for watching.